Hello, everyone.
I like how I started doing the air flute the minute that the flute cuts out.
Oh, is that what you were all upset about?
Yeah,
I was really wondering what you were doing over there.
I literally started doing it right when the flute cut out. It was like,
well,
darn it.
welcome to the Basement Brothers. We're glad to have you here with us tonight. Let's pull up chat and see who's all here.
No one right now.
Oh, you know what? I totally forgot to hit the Audacity recording. So I guess I'm going to have to wait until next time. We got some new...
Well, you can start it now. Start it now.
I mean, I can. We can do the welcome all over again.
Hit up that...
All right, here. Ready, Joe? Welcome to the Basement Brothers. So I was going to record an Audacity tonight just because then we have another... It was suggested that we start up a podcast, or an actual podcast from this show, and we're gonna actually attempt it. I don't know quite how it's gonna go on different platforms yet because I haven't looked into that much. I just thought, hey, this is a good place to start, is by recording the audio.
Yep. Recording the audio helps.
So if you're listening to this via audio, then welcome. This is our first episode that's going to be on a podcast channel. Yeet, as Tyler says. So we're going to try to be more descriptive with stuff that we're doing on screen now, because as you can imagine, when you don't see the screen and you only have audio, we're going to need to be a little bit more descriptive. That's something I thought about the other day was, if we do an audio podcast, then we're going to have to actually talk about what we're seeing on screen a lot more with the Reddit reviews and also the 50-cent feature. So we'll have to keep those things in mind today. Chat, keep us in check. And if we aren't being very descriptive, be like, hey, you should mention this for those people that don't have the nice video.
And if we're being so descriptive that it's annoying, also tell us if it's constructive.
I mean, we almost have to be for audio.
Well, yeah,
but that's a whole different debate.
But if it's annoying to the fact where you think people that are listening for audio would get annoyed, like if we're just repeating things,
Joel, that's our job. That's our job, is to figure out, hey, I'm describing this.
I mean, if we're just repeating things, can't you see how if we're just repeating things, it would get
like what you're
them?
Doing right now? Yes, Joe. Yes, I can. And we're not going to do that. So
we're
relax.
Not going to repeat.
So sit back, relax, and enjoy the show, because it's going to be an interesting one tonight. We're going to be talking about one of Joe's favorite topics and something that we've recently gotten into, which is D&D. Recently, as in the past couple months. I know we mentioned it on stream before, but we're actually going to talk about it tonight and some of our experiences, along with some really fun stories. And hopefully by the end of it, we've convinced you that it's something you should give a try. Yeah. So, Joe, do you got a random fact?
It's about Dungeons and Dragons.
Oh, go for it.
Lots of creatures in Dungeons and Dragons, their names were changed because Tolkien Enterprises pushed for them to change the names of certain things in it. For example, the race of Hobbit was changed to now in Dungeons and Dragons it is raced Halfling.
I kind of wondered that.
It used to be called Ent, if you know what an Ent is. It's like a tree person. They changed it to Tree Ant because of copyright threats. And then they also changed Balrog to Baelor.
And you know what? This actually brings up a whole nother conversation for me. That the idea of copywriting a world, right? I understand that a world does take time to create, and that certain creatures and characters take time to create. However, we're seeing this issue now arise where no one is allowed to create anything within this world, right? So you see it with Lord of the Rings, you see it with Star Wars, you see it with Disney, like the fairy tales and stuff.
Marvel,
you see it with Marvel. There's all these companies that are copywriting and claiming entire worlds. And I see that as a big issue when you start locking down creativity that way, because there's a lot of stories you can tell within a universe or even within a world, right? There's so many stories you can tell that can even relate or go back to other stories. And to me, too, it seems like it would be awesome to have that as not only a community, right? A community being able to build on these stories and create more stuff in this world, but also to then highlight back to the main thing that started it all. That's just my opinion, and I feel like as of late, everything's been getting locked down by these big companies. So, for instance, if you wanted to make a Star Wars short film, right? You know how many of those are out there? Good luck actually being able to share it, and then even better luck being able to actually make something off of it. I can bet you that all of the Star Wars parodies or whatever on YouTube or fan films, those are probably all claimed just because of the content that they are and the fact that they're in that universe, which I think is so wrong. It's so wrong that it's that way. But
watch, someday all the physics channels will get copyright stricken by Disney just for using the word force.
It is very possible that you've used the force. We will copyright you for that. We're going to take you to court for the force.
All of a sudden, minute physics, because science, film theory, like any of them that mention like any physics equation.
Well, and that's how ridiculous it's getting, though. Is even just like the mention of a character. I mean, copyright's already out of hand on YouTube, but I can see it going even further and being even worse than it already is. So yeah, that's just my take on the industry and copywriting. I understand like copywriting individual characters. Like you can't go and use Darth Vader, right? Because
he's or
Gandalf, because they're original characters to that story. But to lock down an entire world just seems silly to me. And I don't know. It just and the thing too is like fairy tales and stuff. Those stories alone are already open, or they should be open domain, but because Disney's taken them and made their version of it, now you can't copy their version. So this is like the whole rabbit hole that you go down when you start messing with stuff like that. And it's crazy. It's crazy to think about. But you were going to say something?
However, I do understand, like, in this scenario, they say that the three examples they give is Hobbit changed to Halfling, Ent changed to Tree Ant. However, I do because those are both, like, races in the universe, so, like, even those ones I'm like, eh.
But see, they're races.
However, the last one I understand, Balrog to Baelor, because Balrog was a specific demon in Lord of the Rings. And I believe it was just that one demon, like it was that specific villain. So I do understand why they have to change that one.
If it's a specific character.
Because I believe the Balrog was a specific demon.
And that makes sense when they're specific characters.
So I understand why that one had to change for Dungeons & Dragons.
But I mean, the fantasy world has been around for ages.
Yeah.
Right? So to copyright it is just, it's just crazy. Hello, Mark. Welcome. Welcome to the stream. All right. So, I mean, we've kind of already started talking about it, but we can now segue into D&D chat, which actually, now that Mark's here, it's perfect because Mark, you've been thinking about getting into D&D. Maybe the discussion tonight will help push you over the edge into joining us one of these nights. I haven't played in a while, actually. Things have been busy, and I've been trying to figure out some stuff. Was the last time you played that
one-player campaign you did with me with the gnome?
Joe and I did a one-player campaign once where it was on the fly.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are the most fun ones to do. Is just kind of, make it up as you go. But we sat down and we did a one-on-one session where I was the DM. And what was your character? It was one of the default ones you had set, right?
It was one that I made for a friend. I took it and I modified it a little bit to make it a little different than his character.
Mm-hmm.
But I made it for my friend who was starting up. I just had him like pick race stuff and like that, all that, and I made it for him. And I was like, I don't have time to make a full-on character, so I just modified his a little bit, and that's what it was. It was a gnome warlock.
Yes, that's right. A gnome
who had a background as a soldier.
Yep, and I took you, and actually, here's a good tip for beginning DMs. when you don't know anything of what you're doing, keep it simple in the sense that if you regulate yourself and your characters, right, into a small area such as an island, and give them no way to get off this island currently, that makes it so much easier to start wrapping your head around different ideas and using this smaller environment to work in, so that you're not having to think about 20 million things, because there's a lot behind D&D, and when you're first starting, to try to understand all that information is so overwhelming, and oftentimes you'll find yourself going back to the book during the session, and you want to try to avoid going to the book as much as possible during a session, because it kind of breaks the flow of the game. And we use that term lightly when talking about D&D. I don't really see it much as a game. I see it more as a collaborative storytelling.
It's technically considered a tabletop RPG. So.
Yeah, tabletop RPG. So it is technically a game, but it's different.
I'd say it's more role play. I'd say emphasizing the RP more than the G.
Yeah, it's way more emphasis on the RP part.
Now, the game part does play a part in it, like when you get into combat, because you don't want your character... Because you won't always survive, without a doubt, unless you have a DM who won't let you die. And that's the game part of it. Survive, or get through the quest. But overall, the role-playing is more important than the... I guess surviving is important, but
and the role play is actually what makes D&D really unique and really fun, is because you're acting as this character, you're portraying this character, so you can separate yourself from the character. And obviously it's interesting because you yourself have internal things and feelings that you want and you hope for your character. But you have to act as your character when the character is making decisions. So you only can use the knowledge of your character to incentivize or motivate them to do things. You can't use external knowledge such as, I saw the DM's notes, or
I remember this creature that we're fighting in in the monster manual has these resistances to fight, has resistance to fire. So I'm not going to use any fire attacks on it. You can't do that because your character wouldn't know that unless he has some reason to know that.
But it makes for interesting stories to be told between characters too, because your character has certain alignments and certain like moral code that you can then determine how relationships will play out between the characters.
Yeah.
And the characters don't know each other to begin with. So all of these, it's really interesting because it basically gives you a really good framework for setting up and telling a story. And the idea behind it is the DM, it has the plot and the characters tell the story. So that's kind of the relationship between the players and the dungeon master, or some people call it the GM, the game master. So it sets up this really cool environment where you can tell these original and creative stories. And the reason that it's that I call it collaborative storytelling is because it's done within the group. So not one person is making all the decisions. A lot of people will say that it's up to the DM to make the story really good. But honestly, the characters play just as much a part in that as the DM does.
If the players decide, I'm going to go out, hit things, kill them all, loot it, and then go back to town and store my spoils. Yeah. Like, that's not very interesting. The DM could make an amazing, plot. But if the players just go through and I'm going to hit it.
Yeah.
That's not very
If the solution is always, I'm going to attack and kill everything, that's not going to make for a very interesting story. And that's probably not playing to what your character should actually be doing.
Most likely. There are some characters that might be that way, but then there should be other members in the party that should be like, hey, buddy, don't do that.
Often you have characters that will balance out each other.
You should never have a party of all of them being just sadists that just want to kill everything.
I think a good example of this is the D&D session. I played a D&D session with Joe's friends one night, and my character was lawful good.
Yes.
So basically, what this means is that my character likes law and order and will follow it and will make sure that everyone else around him also follows it. That basically a do-gooder.
Yeah. The way the alignment system works is you have lawful, neutral, chaotic. Lawful means that you like things to be orderly and you have a strong set of moral code.
Yes.
Neutral means that you have a weaker set of moral code, but you still have one. Chaotic means you don't care about societal construct or laws, and you have no moral code, so you're fine killing people. Now, then you also have good, neutral, evil. Good means that overall your reason for doing things is pure and like selfless.
Mm-hmm.
Neutral means that your reason for doing things can have some selfish motives and some selfless motives. And evil means that you purely only think about yourself. You're selfish.
And Joe will be the encyclopedia for D&D tonight. Because he soaks up information like a sponge.
Well,
it's one of your many gifts, my brother.
I've particularly studied the alignment system because I was trying to understand it, because people get in like huge debates over like alignments of different characters and TV series and stuff, and I just like, because I would just like look up like examples to try and understand like what the alignment is like, but then like people get into debates online over what they are, so I'm like, I need to figure this out for myself. That's why I particularly studied the alignment system.
Lubert the Great says in chat, I like using what we called the Dan check in my last campaign. Anytime we met an NPC, we thought we could be a vampire, we attacked them. Or we thought could be a vampire, we attacked them with something that would kill them if it were human. But...
not if they were a vampire.
Not if they were a vampire. That's why we figured out how people were good or bad.
I mean, that works if you're in a campaign. If you're in a campaign where the evil people are vampires.
Yeah, no kidding. That's an interesting way to play.
But then again, there would have been no way for you guys to do that with the monks in that one village that you came across in the desert caves. Do you know what I'm talking about?
No, well, I know what you're talking about, but I should go back to the original story I was telling.
Yes.
So basically, I'm a lawful good character, because this was in relation to characters that balance each other, right?
Yes.
I was a lawful good character, and most everyone else in the party was like either neutral, evil. It was what?
Well,
neutral,
we had one lawful neutral.
Yeah.
A chaotic neutral and a chaotic evil, I think.
Right.
So the three other ones.
So most of the other ones were...
none of them were aligned good.
Yeah, none of them were aligned good but me. So I was able to actually keep a lot of them in check from doing a lot of different like bad things in general. Like this whole bar fight broke out, and afterwards there were people knocked out on the floor. So some of these other characters were like, oh, I'm going to go loot them and see what they got on them. And I just kind of looked at them. And of course, during all this, you're using the dice to kind of determine how your interactions play out as well, because it adds that random effect to it. We'll talk more about that later. But during this, my character was able to keep them from essentially breaking the law and stealing from these other characters, these NPCs that were laying all over the tavern. And without my character there, it just would have been complete chaos. And it wouldn't have been as interesting of a story, because the interactions that happened between my character and the ones that were trying to be, all stealthy and sneaky and stealing from these people, it made for some really interesting interactions where then my character was almost put up on this pedestal as being like this awesome dwarf leader that was like the spit, like the really good image of how to be a good person. And because of that, I gained a lot of people's trust along the way.
I will have to say, because your guys' personalities differed so much, that made for a really interesting encounter later, where I, as the DM, normally the DM's like running the whole thing, like telling them like what's happening around them and all that, but there was a section in our campaign for like 45 minutes to an hour where I basically had to do nothing. I played the role of a dragon, and the whole rest of it was just them role-playing, arguing with each other and like debating about stuff. There was like 45 minutes to an hour of me not having to do anything as the DM, which is like unheard of.
Where the characters were just fighting back and forth. Yeah, I remember that.
There was even a part where you guys engaged in combat. Wasn't there? Because they put you under a sleep spell or something like that.
Yes. No, there was a part where they captured my character. And
but then you were like, fire.
Yeah, I was a spellcaster, so I just burned the ropes because they used rope around my hands. But yeah, it makes for some really interesting interactions. And I think that's a big part of D&D is the interaction between all the characters of your group and taking on different environments that the DM then sets up for you to interact with. Yeah. And that game was actually a really good example of a balanced D&D game. And that's why you should if you're going to start playing too and if you have an experienced DM, maybe send them your character sheet first.
Oh yes.
That way, actually, even if you're just starting and you have a new DM, sending them your character sheets is like a must.
By the way, James, I've got a bunch of character sheets to send you.
Oh boy.
They're the ones for our family one.
Yes.
That's been an interesting
Joe wants to do a family D&D night where we get some people in our family together.
That's been an interesting escapade too, because most of the people that I've asked them to create characters and like I've walked them through the character creation process, but they don't know much about the game. So like they've created some interesting characters here. Yeah.
Yeah. Well, in creating characters, I think that's one of the daunting tasks in D&D is actually just getting started with a character. Because even the basic character creation process, I would say for a beginner takes at least a half hour to set up.
With me,
someone that doesn't know anything about D&D,
I don't know. For me, walking them through it took about an hour each.
Oh, and that was with assistance?
That was with me walking them through it.
Oh, okay. Well, maybe it takes longer, I guess. Yeah.
But they were also brand new, so like.
So think about this from the perspective of someone watching right now, Joe, that has not ever played D&D, hasn't seen people play D&D, and is just jumping into it from a fresh new perspective with no one to guide them. Where do they start? That's a good question. Where does a new D&D player start? Because we believe that everyone should at least give D&D a shot because it can be really fun and really creative with those sheets. That's a good place to start. But also looking at, I would say, go to the player handbook.
Yes. Or
look up online how to create a D&D character. The player handbook lays it out very, I wouldn't say simple because there is a lot to read.
I also think the handbook has character creation wrong.
What?
Because they recommend you pick your race before you pick your class. I would disagree with that. I would say pick your class first, then pick your race. Because otherwise you might pick a race that doesn't work at all for the class you pick. Just unknowingly. And I'd say your class plays more in how you want to play the game than your race does.
That's true. I could see that.
That's why when it comes to the book, I actually disagree with the way it's laid out. Because they say pick your race before class, and I would recommend class before race.
I don't know. I see why they start with race, though. I can see why they start with it, because maybe your race will determine what class you want to pick. Like, it's vice versa, right?
Yeah, that's true.
And for me, too, I almost, like, I have this, I don't know why, but I have this I have a heart for dwarves, I guess you can say.
I think it's after Hero Quest. You just loved your.
Is that what it was after Hero Quest? That I was just like, I like dwarves, and so I'm always gonna pick a dwarf character, which I should expand and try new characters. But
yeah, my next one, in this one with our family one, I chose a Tiefling, which I have no.
Yeah.
By the way, James,
what?
Zach in chat.
Oh.
Yes.
Zach says, "Hey Joe, did you ask James? You know I'm right here, Zach. Did you ask James about DMing for our group?"
Yeah.
The answer is no. He did not ask me.
No, I did not ask.
And two, I would have to know time, like specific times, and yeah, basically specific times. I would need to know when, because I need to look at some of my DM materials and figure out if I can put a story together in time. Well, and that's the thing too. I guess this is the debate in my head, right? Is you can do an off-the-cuff story as a DM. It's just a lot harder. And I would say that that there's more struggle and there's more pauses within the game itself. Whereas if you have stuff planned out, typically, one, the plot is better and it makes for a better story, and two, you don't have those awkward moments of silence where it's like, let me think about that. Let me try to come up with something really creative in a hot second. You know,
as a DM, always prep more than you think you're going to get.
Always prep more than you think you're going to give them.
Prime example. In our campaign, James, you guys was it 3 hours long that you guys were doing an entire portion of the campaign that I did not prep at all? Well, but I prepped it. I knew what the world was going to be there. I just didn't have materials prepped. Because I had planned for what was going to be there before they got there, I was able to at least just draw quick maps of what it is.
Well, and I'm still trying to figure that out too, where it's like you want to have a world or a region map, right? But I think there's better ways. So we're not experts by any means. We've been doing this for what, maybe like 5 months.
Yeah.
Not hardcore, but 5 months for like how many sessions? Like maybe 10 sessions, not even.
Ish.
Not even 10.
If you want real experts, there are a few different channels. One, How to Be a Great GM.
Yep. How to Be a Great GM. Dude, that guy's brilliant.
Knows just about everything on the story side.
His name is
DM.
Guy something. I can't remember his last name, but fantastic.
If you want to know more about the mechanics of D&D itself, I found 3 other channels: Runesmith, Taking 20, and XP to level 3. Those 3 guys, they know a lot about the mechanics of D&D. They're not so much about the role-playing side. Role-playing, just go to the How to Be a Great GM guy. He knows everything about role-playing.
Role-playing and how to be a GM.
Yes.
That is.
But he even has How to Be a Great Player. He has a series on How to Be a Great Player too. So like, the role-playing side of it, go to that guy.
Good luck with your homework, Zach. We'll see you.
And then
so definitely check out How to Be a Great GM. And then I don't know about those other ones. I can't verify because they're
more about just the mechanics of D&D itself, not so much about the role-playing aspect of it. So yeah, don't trust us on everything we say. We have been playing for a while. I've been playing off and on for like, oh man, maybe like 2-3 years. Like I'd have maybe 1 or 2 sessions probably like 1 session in a year, and then I'd research it for a little bit. But that was it. I really haven't played much up until now, where we've played a lot more. And through this, and it's interesting because even those one or 2 times in a year experiences trained me and helped prep me for what I needed to know for now. And it's weird to think about that, but that's something that has prepped me for now. So no matter how bad of an experience, because that's the thing too, is those first D&D sessions, they're rough. They're not. They don't go very smooth. And I know, like, you want to hear, oh, your first session will be great, it'll be fantastic, but it probably won't. It'll be mediocre at best. Unless you're a player playing with a DM and a group of people that.
Okay, actually, yes. If you're playing with at least one experienced DM, that's a must, and then one experienced player. I could say if you have both of those. You're going to probably have a good session. But if you're playing with all new people, expect it to be rough. Maybe even the first 3 to 4 sessions.
It'll probably be fun still, though.
It'll still be fun. You'll still get those D&D moments. But I don't know if it'll be... I don't know how to explain it. It's just maybe that's the thing. Each session will be fun, but you'll notice like a very stark difference between each session. Yes. I think is the good way of saying that. It's not that your first one's bad, but when you look back at it, you'll be like, "Oh, that was terrible."
Well, most time newer DMs try to plan out this is exactly what the players are going to do, and they're not going to realize it, but they're going to go down this exact path, and then they go somewhere else. Players do unexpected
stuff, and you have to kind of have many different things planned for depending on what they're going to do.
Yeah. To go into that session that I talked about with you guys getting off track, I had planned, so we got this one puzzle, like a riddle thing that led them out to this town in the desert. Then they killed all the monks there in this town because the monks were cannibals. That's a different story. And then this oracle gave them the next like riddle, but only one of them heard this riddle. And then when he tried to convince the group, like tell them, oh, this was what the riddle was, James's character was on his own like planet trying to go somewhere else to find a different thing, not even teaming up with what the rest of the group wanted to do.
But it all made sense for my character.
Yes, it did make sense for his character. And then he was like, no, I heard the real riddle, and this is where we need to go, and pointed to like a different section of the map that was like way higher level than their characters. James was like, we need to go here, I was like, they're all gonna die. But that's
where we decided to go.
But yeah, and they were down there in that section for 3 hours of the night, I believe.
Honestly, I think that was one of the best sessions that I've had so far. That session right there. Although the one with you, Lori, Albert, Natalie.
Which one? The first one or the second one?
The one where I made the whole map. Like both of those sessions were good.
Yeah.
Because we did 2 sessions, yeah.
Yeah.
But we dove so far into D&D world that we started making maps, and well, I have 2 big binders of cards.
Oh, do you want to show them the binders, James? Should we show them the binders?
I mean, I don't really have a camera that can. I mean, I could. Well, here, actually, you can see them if I just switch to this camera. They're right over there.
Yeah, those are filled with spell cards. How much money did that cost you, James, between the 2 of them?
I have no idea. I did not keep track.
But
they have like, it's a hardcover slipcase, because we got to be descriptive here. Hardcover slipcase binders that have, I don't know how big they are. How thick is that? Is that an inch?
With 5 C's.
No, but is it like an inch for each binder?
That looks like more than an inch. It looks like 2 inches.
Okay. They're 2-inch binders with cardboard slip cover cases, and they have a beautiful dragon artwork design on them.
And they're D-ring binders too.
And they're D-ring binders, so that way the card holders don't get like misformed. They sit flat. But then I put each one of the cards, because I want the cards to stay nice, into their own what do you call it, slip case?
Yes.
Or sleeve, card sleeve. But yeah, we dove deep into the D&D world, and we're not going to leave it anytime soon, that's for sure.
Well,
and we think you should try it too, because there's something to be said about having that RPG friend experience in person too. Online's fun, but it's something to be said to be in the same room. There's something to be said about that, where you can have that interaction face to face and experience different stories from different perspectives. I think that's another part of D&D that I really enjoy, is being able to explore those different perspectives and how it plays out in different situations and different scenarios.
James, guess how many different character PDFs are in my computer? Like different characters.
There's gonna be a lot. I think Joe dove in even harder than I did.
I'm not counting, like, this is not counting the different levels of the same character, just different characters. How many do you think there'd be?
I'm gonna say 20.
You're really close. You're actually a little high. It's 18.
Ooh, I was only
There are 18 characters in my computer.
How do you type with 18 characters?
I don't know.
All right. Okay, on that note, we are about at that time where we should transition over to one of our segments. If you have any questions on D&D, we can obviously talk about this a lot longer than normal, but I'm also hungry because I didn't have dinner yet. So we're going to keep on moving and get on to the 50-cent feature. But yes, if you have any questions, you can always leave them in the comments of this video or in the Discord channel if you're a part of that.
Maybe we'll do a part 2 just telling stories from our sessions.
Yeah, maybe we should just do a part 2 of telling D&D stories. But I mean, we could do a whole series, how to be a dungeon master, how to get started. I mean, we kind of went over how to get started on this one. But you should give D&D a try, especially if you've been thinking about wanting to try it. Definitely think about giving D&D a try.
It all starts with this book.
It all starts right there. with the
if you're a
the
player
handbook.
If you're a DM, then it starts with another book that's over that way.
Yeah.
But if you're a player, it all starts with this book.
All right. Well, it is time for the 50-cent feature. That was a low yeet, my bro.
Yeet.
So this week's 50-cent feature.
I thought you were doing the other one, James.
We're not doing the other one. The other one that Joe was speaking of was book or reading simulator. But this one is made by the same company, and it's called Hiking Simulator 2017. So let's just go ahead and give this video a play so you can see what's going on here.
Sounds like a fun hike.
I mean, if you're going to do a hiking simulator, here's the thing. If you're going to do a hiking simulator, maybe you should focus on the graphics a bit more, rather than just calling it a hiking simulator and just saying, you know, screw the mountains. They can be just big old polygons.
Hey, it was made 2 years ago, James.
Yeah, 2017 edition, which kind of brings me up to the follow-up of... I did see there was a hiking simulator 2018, but this one was $1 or $2. So this one does not fit into the 50-cent feature category. But it does look better than the first one, than 2017. I just have to say that. Like, in this short trailer, look at that. Doesn't that look so much better? Yes. They did such a great job on the second one.
But it also
the
looks
first
so much
one,
laggier, too.
That's true. I mean, look at that bird. Isn't that brilliant? That rabbit? Fantastic. Those are some real nice graphics, Mark says. So we're going to give Hiking Simulator 2017 a shot, though, and see how this goes. It says, experience nature like you have never seen it before as you take your hiking to the next level. I am sure it'll be like I've never seen it before. What about if we've been
in nature itself?
Look at pigs. All right, let's...
Because I've never seen a pig before.
Oh, look, features. They forgot to take out the header elements, or they left them in on accident. There's your HTML. Header 2, good choice. We have features: walking, animals, 6 beautiful levels.
How are there levels? It's hiking.
I don't know. We're about to find out, though. Mostly negative reviews.
Oh, that's a bad sign. That's not common with 50 cent
features.
Has
0 content, and it hurts my eyes just to watch.
That's have we ever had a 50 cent feature that wasn't positive?
I mean, yeah, we've had some. It's bad. That's a good review. It's bad. Wow, here's a good one. There's so many words that could be used to describe this game. All I can say is I sure got my dollar's worth. Oh, it's typically $1, but it's on sale for 50 cents until May 20th. So pick it up if you can. Well, maybe. We'll give you the suggestion. Got my dollar's worth. I had a hilariously good time jumping off cliff sides, looking at animals' butts, drowning, screaming into the void of the end of the farm map, and struggling to find anything to actually hike on. All things considered, I had a good time.
That seems like a sarcastic positive.
Right, it does. This one says, I had a short?
Short.
Oh, yes. I had a short, but oh so good experience with this game. Outstanding graphics and awesome controls. 10 out of 10 would play again.
Well, let's just dive right in, bro.
Let's just dive right in and see how this goes. Oh, I don't know if I installed it. I mean, it shouldn't be too big. Let's see.
Turns out it's 85 gigs.
Hiking Simulator 2017. Dude, if it's... Okay, it's not too big. We'll just wait this time out. It's only 1,400 megabytes. That ain't bad. Oh man, our download is trash though right now because of the stream. It's gonna be a slow go here. 2 megabytes a second. We're gaining speed. We're gaining traction here. All right, we're 518 megabytes.
By the way, James, do you want me to send you all the characters for our family campaign?
I will need to know them at some point.
I don't.
You can probably put them in the Google Drive.
I'm pretty sure they don't all have backstories yet. Like
all the characters.
They came with like personality stuff, but I don't think they had a backstory written for them yet.
I mean, I kind of that's kind of the most important information for the DM.
One of them gave a Mom kind of gave a backstory, and Anna gave a backstory. But Dad and Andrea didn't yet.
I mean, we'll figure it out.
Okay. I mean, one person in our group still has yet to make a character because we haven't had a time to.
That's Scott,
get together
right?
Yeah, we haven't gotten a time to get together and walk him through it.
We'll get there.
We could just give him the materials and see if he can figure it out.
All right, it's done.
Oh boy.
Oh, there was no pop-up window, Joe. That's a bad sign.
Oh no, that is a bad sign.
Oh man.
Oh gosh. Oh golly gee.
Woo, look at that.
It's tessellated.
It's tessellated. All right. There's our 6 levels. Which one should we start with?
The farm, since that's the one.
The 6 levels: hilly landscape, mountaintop, snowy landscape, Swan Lake, the farm, or the forest.
Let's do the farm.
The forest looks the best out of all these, but yes, we want to see some animals, so let's start with the farm.
Well, and the one guy said you can just walk off endlessly because it doesn't end.
Loading Wheel of Death. Is it gonna freak out because I made it really big? Oh boy, it's frozen.
Well, this one's just gonna get a DQ.
Wait, is this? There's another window open. Like, but it's not doing anything. Boy, this is so graphics intensive, it can't even run. Let's pull up my task manager here. I'm curious now. Is it cranking anything? Oh gosh, we got the... What's going on? I mean, we're good to go here.
Try clicking on a different level.
I think it's still launching. Yes. Oh, here we go. So wait, I have to select the level before I can get into the game?
Wait, click start. So is this one gonna be the farm? Is that like your starting menu?
Is that the pop-up window? Is that... I'm so confused.
Maybe the game is a pop-up window. James, we need to find a game on Steam that's 50 cents called Pop-Up Window Simulator.
That'll be the game to end all 50-cent features.
Because
any game with the pop-up window is always good. So that's why I'm concerned.
Or at least gets a mediocre score. It's when it's when they don't have a pop-up window is when they're jank usually. Which is weird because that's like...
Wow, the load times on this game. This is terrible. Yeah, all of a sudden, James's computer crashes and the stream ends. Hopefully not. I wouldn't think that would happen. But if it does, this... Oh my goodness, that scared me to no end.
Well, get to hiking.
Okay. Oh,
bunnies.
Look at the bunnies.
Wait, are they just butts?
Do they always run away from you? In one direction. I can't ever see their face.
Wait! No, it turned around. It's coming towards you.
It was for a second. Maybe I just gotta be far enough away.
They're just 2D models.
Oh, man. What a game.
Hashtag definitely not coded in Scratch. Yeah, they're all 2D models.
I don't know. No, they're 3.
Oh, no, they are 3D.
They're just so jittery that, like, they look like it. Oh my gosh, this music.
Go up to the meese.
Hold on. I gotta see if there's a way to turn down this music.
Graphic settings.
Sound. Oh yeah, there's graphics. We better check that. Sound effects, we're gonna bring music below sound effects. I want to hear these sound effects.
See the graphics.
Yeah, graphics. Oh, we're on medium. No wonder it looks so bad. Oh,
does that change anything?
Dude, medium looks better.
It does. What does lowest look like?
Oh, lowest looks bad. Medium's like the middle, like a good middle ground.
Highest looks like they just cranked up the contrast.
It does. I like medium better. Let's crank the field of view too.
Crank the field of view all the way down.
That's when you want to see those fine details. All right, right about there, right? That's oh no, that's about right about there is probably good. All right, resume. That's better. That's so much better. Ding, ding, ding. Well, I say we go to the farm. What about you?
No, I think you should go out and check out the those guys.
The moose?
Yeah. The meese. That's totally the word for it.
Well, at least I can run. It's not just making me walk. Dude, these rabbits have some problems.
Low FPS detected. What?
How? How is there low FPS? Do you want to improve your performance? Who would say no to that? Let's see what happens if I say yes. Oh, did it just crank to low?
Cranked it to low.
Oh, forget that. I want high graphics, man.
No, you want medium graphics because high graphics are bad.
Wait.
No, just decrease the foliage.
What? So I can't get the foliage back?
Apparently not.
What? Oh my gosh. So their solution to poor frame rate is just get rid of everything. Don't give them options within the graphics. Wow.
Just eliminate the foliage. And now it looks like your FPS is worse.
Honestly, it seems like the FPS is worse.
Oh, not when you run though.
I shouldn't have said no, or I shouldn't have said yes. Run away from me, deer. You can't run faster than me.
It looks like it has a limp or something. Like the front legs are moving.
You know what else
tandem.
I noticed too? Here, let's go main menu and reload it. There was like a heart rate and stuff down in the corner that I got rid of. So I'm hoping that comes back. Let's see. Otherwise, we can exit out. Dude, the load times on this should be loading simulator.
That's a real thing.
I know, but this should be loading simulator. I feel like that's all I'm doing. You're going to get your time's worth out of this game just because of the loading. And trust me, it's not my hard drive. All right?
Yeah, James has an SSD.
Yeah. Although this one's not installed on the SSD.
Oh.
But every other game loads. I swear GTA loads faster than this. And GTA is a slow loading game.
Could you imagine this on my old hard drive, James?
Oh, okay. We're getting back in. Okay, it gave me back the foliage. Let me see if graphic settings. High still looks worse. I think they just have a different texture, but it looks... And do they change the lighting? I don't know what's really... The trees look better on high, but the terrain looks worse.
The path looks better, but the plants don't.
Right. What do you think? Do we stick with medium or high?
I say go high.
All right, we're going to go high. Crank that field of view up. And good to go. Resume. Alright, so if it asks me this time, I'm going to be like, no, I'm okay with low FPS because your game is trash. And now we're not even getting the low FPS. On high graphics, we have better frames.
You know, now that I've actually seen this does look better than the medium did.
Oh, there we're getting some frame dips. Run away from me.
No, look at its legs. The pairs of legs move in tandem. Do you see that?
He's running into the wall. Whoa! I wonder if I could do that. How'd you do that? I want to follow you over the wall. Ooh, I almost had it. Oh, dang. Dude, he's so high up. He's going to go over. Oh, you see his shadow? He's gone. He's gone. Oh my goodness. What is this game?
Wait, turn around, James. You notice the cliff isn't casting a shadow?
That's what's really uncanny about this, too. Is the sun actually moving, though?
Is it? Look up. The shadows are moving.
That's what I mean. The shadow... No, I think that's just the tree moving.
Oh, it's the tree waving, yeah.
Alright, let's get over to the farm. Let's see how this goes. We'll chase this guy over there. Come on. I'm gonna herd this deer. Get over there, deer.
Once again, the legs move in tandem.
Oh, oh, oh. Here, this could be a herding simulator. But then I should be a dog, so not a human, right? Oh,
how do you know you're
great
human?
Music transition. Fantastic.
How do you know you're human, James?
That's a good point.
You have no shadow or anything, so there's no way.
I don't have a shadow. That's another problem. Boy, there are so many problems with this game. Ooh, do you think he'll jump the fence? Oh, nope, nope. You're supposed to go over the fence. Go over the fence. Yes, there you go. No. No.
They can climb over mountains, but they can't jump over a fence.
Right. It can climb up a 90-degree cliff. But it cannot go over a fence, folks. Alright, we've made it to the farm. It's a nice little farmhouse.
I like that nice little plastic wheelbarrow.
This well looks like it's from the medieval times.
Talking about D&D.
Talking about D&D. Oh, look at the what is that? Did they just shrink down a chicken profile and think that it's gonna pass as a chick? Is that? Oh my goodness! They just shrunk down the 3D model of the chicken and painted it yellow and think it passes for a chick. Sorry, it does not. Oh man! All right. Whoa! That was a pig's butt glitching through the fence.
Wait, it's shiny!
The pigs are shiny? Shiny pigs. They're reflective. Look at that lens flare right off of his shiny little butt.
Wait, someone had to purposefully code there to be a lens flare.
Well,
off of
it's probably the texture that he is. Why do they always have the butts facing you? You notice that? Like, it doesn't matter what direction I go, he just always has his rear end pointed directly at me. It's like it's like I'm a magnet and his butt is the attractive end. Oh man.
Quote for the ages.
Oh my gosh, these pigs. He's like flashing too. A flashing pig. Chase this one down. Whoa.
A flashing pig with an attractive butt.
So, some of the pigs move, some of the pigs don't.
That pig's stationary.
This pig is just chilling.
Wait, James, step back and watch all of them in sync.
What do you mean watch?
Wait, watch.
Oh, all the pigs? They all run the same animation loop.
At the same time.
So this field of pigs all eat at the same time. It's like clockwork. Wow. I mean, I'm getting more enjoyment out of this game than I thought I would, but it's more for all the bugs than it is for
all the weird things about it.
Yeah. I love that I can jump a fence with whatever legs I have, and the
Can you go inside the house?
the deer couldn't. I don't think so. No.
That looks like it's just a 2D
cannot.
model. There's no depth to the house front.
Yeah, you're right. There's
Walk
no,
up to
oh, no,
it.
there's a little bit.
Oh,
There's
is.
the frame.
On the door. But then the paneling, there's no depth to.
What's the term for it? Is it depth mapping?
Depth map? I think so.
I can't remember what it's actually called. I
Oh.
started working in Blender a bit more, so I know some of that stuff, but I forget the name of it.
There's a horse!
Oh, look, now we get to look at the horse's butt. Whoa, his animation. Oh my gosh. It's like a worm. His whole torso wiggles, and then he, like, glides like he's an ice skater. And skate. And skate. And now they're stuck. All right, here, I'll move this one so that we can see that beautiful animation again. I want this game just for the bugs, Zach says. Dude, like, what is wrong with these animals?
It, like, wiggles, the horse wiggles his butt back and forth before
wiggle,
just
wiggle,
stopping
wiggle.
and sliding.
Oh my goodness, what is this?
What does that look like from a side
man.
profile?
We will never know. Oh wait, here we go.
Gonna...
that is so derpy.
It's like a worm. It just wiggles the whole body.
Oh my gosh. All right, what other glorious animals do we have to look at? Ooh, it's a sheep. I saw it for a second.
I think you need to be sprinting at the fence to vault over it like in PUBG.
These are the derpiest animations, man. Oh, can he go through? No. Go that way, sheep.
He's kicking you.
We wanna see your animation. Oh.
I still think my favorite Star Wars.
I can't move the sheep. All right, let's see.
Wait, do all the cows eat in synchronization?
I want to see. They move semi-normal.
They're really slow.
They're really slow.
But do they all eat in synchronization? That's what I'm interested in.
Let's see. I think the stationary ones will. Yeah, they do. All the cows eat. Probably on the same clock that the pigs do. I would assume it is all on one clock. How does someone just all of a sudden say, you know what I want to make? I want to make a hiking game. And within this hiking game, I'm going to have where you can walk on a farm. And then completely fail on the animals.
And the animals will point their butts toward me all the time.
Yeah. It's kind of disturbing when you think about it. Oh, man. Oh, man. This sheep is having some problems. All right. Well, I say we should check out one more location before we truly give this game a rating.
Oh, gosh.
So we're going to want to go, all the way back out? Why would you save? Why would you save your game? Maybe because I would want to spawn right back here? Is that...
You don't want to lose your hike.
My goodness, this game. All right. I guess
main menu.
Yeah, there's not a way to like fully quit.
And then quit game.
The
credits go off the screen.
Oh my gosh, this many people said this is a good game, and like we're good with releasing this. What?
There were 3 people on the music. You know, the music's pretty good.
The music
I give those 3 music sound effects.
Wait.
Free sound
as long as they're good sound effects, I don't mind. The sound effects weren't bad. The music isn't bad. Whoever put the music together, bravo. Where is that at?
Up in the corner. There's a thing for music. There are 3
Oh,
people.
yeah. Good job on the music.
And then sound
Darren
effects.
Curtis, Jamie Nord, and Lexan? Good job on the music. Director and producer.
Rasmus Ladegaard.
Original idea. Graphics. Okay, this is the department that we need to just say, hey guys, what were you thinking? We need to have a serious talk about the graphics and the load times. Yeah, I don't even, and whoever is the additional programmer down here, like this whole section, we need to talk. All right, we need to get back to the drawing board.
It's slowly panning.
Yeah, it is slowly moving. But anyway, that was
exit.
Interesting. Yeah, quick
and
game.
Then choose the next level.
So this window really doesn't matter at all.
Well, it does matter because that's how you choose which one you want to
I can't even move it anymore. I don't think I can even pick.
I think it crashed.
I think this window just... Oh, wait. Did I pick one on accident?
Maybe. Do we even need to see another level, James? I think we've got a well enough idea.
You think the farm was good enough? I mean, it's loading something. I don't know what. If it's the farm again, we'll just exit out and we'll give it a review. Otherwise, if it's something else, we can review it. All right, you can actually go ahead, Joe. Give your comprehensive review while this loads, because we all know it's going to be a while.
There isn't much here that I'd be willing to give it points for. I give it a few points. I give it a single point because of entertainment. Not because the idea of the game is entertaining, but because it's so buggy, it's funny that it's entertaining. So I give it 1 point for that.
Okay.
Even though that really should be a negative, but it's funny enough that I give it a point.
You give it 1 point?
And then I give it 2 points for the music, because the music is good.
Yeah.
I will admit the music is really well done.
Maybe what happened was they said, okay, we're going to make an awesome hiking simulator 2017. And they started production on it. But then when 2018 was coming up, they're like, we haven't released this yet. And we've done so much work. And we just need to release something because this is the 2017 edition. And so they just pushed out whatever they could. And then they started work on the 2018 edition. And if you notice, 2018 did look a little better.
It did.
So I think they fixed some of the stuff that was in the 2017 edition.
Overall,
to make the 20.
I give it 3 points. 1 for entertainment because it's so buggy, and 2 for the music.
2 points.
3 points.
Oh, we got the farm again. I can just tell. Yep. Okay. Well, that's enough of that. I concur. I think a 2 is a valid score.
I give it 3.
Oh, wait. Why'd you give it a third one?
1 for being entertained by the bugs.
Oh, I can't even close out of it. It just. Oh my goodness. All right. Well. Oh no! Did it launch again? No. We don't want you anymore. Okay. So I'm gonna give it a. Yeah, 3, but mine's not gonna be for the bugs. It's gonna be for the wonky animations and the butts always staring you in the face. That's what mine's gonna be.
James just likes that attractive pig butt.
Oh my gosh! Don't say that. Jeez. Oh jeez. All right. Well, that's gonna wrap up this 50-cent feature. It gets a 6 out of 20 from the Basement Brothers review. Unfortunately, that is a do not buy this game. Now that can't be that even for 50 cents. That can't be said for 2018 edition. Because that's a $2 game and out of the 50-cent feature price range right now. But I can definitely say for the 2017 edition, do not purchase this game. You will be wasting 50 cents and much of your life on the long load times that it provides. Which I'm still stuck on a loading screen right now, even though I closed out of the game. It's crashing. It is literally crashing.
Let's put the 2018 edition in our wish list. That way, if it ever goes on sale for 50 cents,
we can give it a try.
And then we'll have it ready for this.
Oh my word. I want to buy this game. Zach, we told you, don't buy this game, Zach. All right? We've warned you. You've been warned. But with that being said, let's move on to our final segment of the show. And that is the Reddit Reviews of the Week.
Yeet.
Now, in the Reddit Reviews, what happens in Reddit Reviews is Joe has selected a certain subreddit for us to go and browse. And he picked out his top 5 from that subreddit for the week. And then we review them live on stream.
Now,
and
this subreddit.
Yeah, Joe, what's the subreddit?
One that we've never done before, and it's not it's not comedic like other ones. You wanna know what it's called, James?
What?
It's called eye bleach. It's just
bleach, like you're bleaching things?
Yes, like bleaching things. It's so that after you've seen something horrific or bad, it's nice, cute things that are posted on r/iBleach to
eyes bleach.
Yeah,
bleaching your eyes
to cleanse your eyes of the horrible things you've seen. So it's just really cute things.
So this will be really good after seeing those horrific animals in Hiking Simulator. Is that what you're saying?
Yes.
All right. Well, let's give it a go. And these are in no particular order. The first one is called Fox. Aww. How can you not smile at that? That's so adorable.
I know, right?
Although I'm questioning what this mark is coming out of his mouth. I feel like that was done in post.
I don't know what that was.
It looks like someone drew a black line in paint, like Windows Paint Movie Maker. That's adorable though. It's this little fox. It's a baby fox. All right. Well, where do you want to put this one, bro?
Well, it's the only one right now.
Number 1. Good choice. All right. Who, ? Is the title of the next one. Who's there? Oh,
that's so cute. Isn't it?
I feel like I have to rate these on the amount that I go, oh. So pulls back the blanket, and there's this adorable little kitten with his paws in the air. That's asleep. Aww.
I told you you'd like this subreddit, Jay.
This is a great subreddit. This is a great way to end my day and the stream. All right, where do you want to put this
That's
one?
number 1 for now. I think it's cuter than the fox.
Oh, that's a tough choice. I mean, the eyes on this fox and the fact that it's like licking the window. All right, we're going to go back. All right. And then we have the next one titled Deer. Hopefully better than the one that ran over the mountain. Aw, that's adorable. I actually have a really cool picture of a fawn.
Yeah, I know what you're talking
about. It's a fawn laying in a bed of purple flowers.
I like it, but it's not better than the fox or the other one.
I would agree. Yeah, this one
number 3
for me is number 3 right now. Number 4, titled Leopard. That's pretty cute. It doesn't really make me go aw as much as the other ones did. I am slightly concerned for the handler. So basically it's a...
I don't know, look at that face.
Yeah, but in a second that leopard face could just go rah, and then eat her face. Like literally could just like munch on her face and she'd be done.
With the face of the leopard, it's
cute.
I put it at 3. I put it above the fawn.
All right. Above the fawn?
Yes, I like the fawn, but that face is so
come on.
cute.
The fawn. Oh, wait.
It's
above the fawn.
The fawn. The
fawn.
fawn's number
what?
3.
You put it below the... You put it below the fox, but not below the fawn. How?
Because...
Wait. You put the fawn below the fox?
Yeah.
I almost disagree with that. I think the fawn is the cutest so far. Well... The kitten's the cutest, obviously, but the fawn is pretty cute, and you have it in last right now. All right. Well, hopefully this one's last. Otherwise, I'm going to be really upset. Kid.
This one's just heartwarming.
Is it? Aww. That cat looks so grumpy, too. It's this kid in the middle of, like, a street. Well, not street, but, like, a sidewalk of, like, a main street, it looks like. And he's holding an umbrella for a cat when it's raining out.
It's adorable.
It's very cute. But that cat does not seem to appreciate him being that close to him, does he? That's a stray for you. All right, where do you want to put this one, bro?
I put that at number 2.
Oh, number 2? Number 2?
Yeah, I like it's so heartwarming.
Dude, I am totally on a different...
Well, after this, you show me what your rankings would be. You get a rank.
So for Joe in last place.
Wait, here, let me write these down so we can average them.
Oh, you're gonna average
our 2 scores together to see which one turns out to be the best of the What
do you mean average this? How do you average this? These aren't scored, are they? Oh, I see. So you gave this one 5. So whichever one has the highest points.
The lowest points in the end. It'd be like golf because one has more points than...
Right, but whoever has the highest is the worst. Okay, well, in last place for Joe is the fawn. The beautiful fawn laying in purple flowers. And then in 4th place, we have the leopard staring at the handler ready to eat her face off, but with a caring look. And then we have the fox that is also helping the owner clean the window. We have kid covering cat with umbrella to protect from the rain. And in 1st place is the adorable reveal of a sleeping kitten saying hooray. All right, my ranking, kitten, which is obviously going to be the winner now. And then fawn, and then fox, and yeah, kids in last, That's my ranking. You got the leopard and then the kid in last.
Okay.
Just because that cat looks so grumpy. But I do like grumpy cats. Hence the grumpy cat.
Okay, so then in order
Yeah, give us the
between
total.
the both of us.
Which ones are the winners?
The kitten wins first. Then the fox.
Wait. So we got
kitten first, obviously.
Yep, kitten.
Then the fox.
Fox.
Then the deer and the kid tie.
So deer.
And then the leopard in last.
The leopard's in last. Interesting. Yeah, that's only because you put the kid so high
We
on
just
the list.
swapped the kid and the deer in our two positions. Everything else was
and the
same.
fox. No, the fox is in second. He wasn't in second with your original ranking.
Oh, you put the fox in second? Okay, wait.
Well, that's what you said.
No, for yours.
No. I'm talking the overall, right?
Yeah, for overall.
The overall, you put the fox, or the fox is in second.
Yes, but for each one of ours, it got third.
Right.
Yeah.
But because of that, it's still in second.
Yeah. So overall,
it is a pretty cute fox.
The number one most heartwarming one, though, the eye bleach of the week.
Number one is the kitten.
With his little paws in the air like you just don't care.
You know what I think he's thinking about?
What?
Yeet.
Oh, brother.
All right. Well, that just about does it. That wraps everything up, I think. That's going to bring an end to our show here. Just a couple things to keep in mind. D&D. We might, if the summer comes up here, we might be doing live stream of D&D at some point. I would like to do that. However, my work and stuff obviously comes first because D&D is a hobby. But I think it'd be cool to just live stream it and share it with people. We won't be, if we do that though, we won't be interacting with comments because, like we kind of talked about, D&D is very interactive and you're all telling a story together. And when you start interacting with comments, that adds a whole nother element to it that I just don't know if it would make it better.
If we would interact with comments, we'd have to have someone set aside strictly to read the comments.
Right.
And like interact with them. But the players themselves
the players would have to be separate. Anything else from you, Joe? Oh, actually, before Joe goes, I am gonna be working on my video tonight, and if I don't have it done tonight, I'll have it done by tomorrow. I talk about my lack of confidence in my video production recently, and also give you an update on my weight. So look out for that. I know I haven't posted a video in almost 2 weeks now, or it has been. I think this is week 2. So be looking for that and my update. Maybe that'll be next week's conversation, is talking about gaining confidence and pursuing things that you want to do in life, because it's tough. It's a tough world out there, folks. All right, Joe. Any announcements from you? Anything going on? Oh, we're gonna be gone this weekend.
Yeah, that's the thing.
We're going over to Michigan, from Wisconsin to Michigan. So that'll be fun. Congrats to all the college grads out there.
Yeah,
I know
and
that
high school
happens.
grads.
Yeah, that's happened. High school and college grads, congratulations.
Oh, I just had a thought.
What?
There won't be like a fourth of my school is graduating soon, and it'll just be because our school makes it that once the seniors graduate, then they get like a few days off afterwards.
Yeah.
So yeah.
Yep.
That would be weird.
Before we go, Zach says you should do a Basement Brothers viewer D&D session. Like the viewers of Basement Brothers have a D&D campaign. We could definitely talk about that. I think it's something that we'd want to get into a Discord. If we're going to do it all online, we'd want to get into a Discord. And
or maybe Google Hangouts.
Or maybe Google Hangouts or something like that, where we can then share it. I know there's a D&D website too, but we'll talk more about that. And we'll see where that goes. But thank you guys for watching tonight. We had a wonderful time talking about something we enjoy doing here. I didn't say anything about liking the video or anything, so make sure you like the video. Helps us out. And subscribe if you haven't already. Hit that notification bell so you know when we go live. And we'll see you next time on The Basement Brothers. Yeet. Yeet.